You are now tuned into Kari's Crib. Kari's Crib. Kari's Crib. Kari's Crib.
What's good and 10 pretty people? My name is Khary. This is my crib. And tonight, I invite you into my home for another evening of Khary's Crib Live. It's the show that's something like a podcast, something like a newscast, and something like a showcase. Though tonight, we don't really have nobody to showcase to you. But you got me, you got me. How you doing though? How's your day been? How was your weekend? I hope your week has started off good. My week started off pretty decent, worked a little bit, worked from home still. Enjoying myself doing that. I have no complaints about it. My birthday was on Friday. I relaxed a lot over the weekend. I played the pool for the most part. I think I got a little bit of tan. I could really tell when I'm in the bathroom looking at myself in the mirror naked. I look like I got on like light skin shorts on a darker body. But yeah, I got a little bit of tan. So my time by the pool was spent there, spent a little well. I got on a throwback hat on today. It's very, very huge on my head right now. I can actually stick my fingers in the side, stick my ears in the side. This side is this hat is from when I had a lot more hair and stuff like that. So now that I'm looking at myself, I decide I'm not gonna wear it. I am gonna throw on my wolf hat. I'm not bald underneath this, by the way. I do have hair. I'm just not gonna show y'all tonight. You can look at some past episodes where I did have no hat on. And that is a way for me to get you to look at older episodes if you want to see me with no hair. So that's how you do it. But tonight I'm gonna rock this wolf hat. It's actually one of my homeboys brand, Wolf Fabrics from the Bronx, Co-op City, Section 5, my homeboy, Just the Wolf. You can find him on Instagram. But I'm chilling. I hope everybody's week has been good. What's up to all my house guests out here in the chat? I'm glad to see you joined us this evening. What's going on, Meme? I have you over here joined us, connected in. I think I have your mic connected and turned up volume-wise.
Let's see. Am I connected? Is this thing on?
Is this thing on? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. Really. Just
good. That's good. You see my shirt? You see my shirt, Khary?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I love that shirt. That's a dope shirt. I need to get me one of those. Let's see.
But now I'm all crookedy and
Got you. And I was actually messing with the screen, and because you wasn't talking, it was focused on me, and I'm looking at myself on two different monitors. I got my drink, vodka and Coke. Bought me some new vodka over the weekend, and got offended they didn't check my ID because they I realized why they didn't check my ID. I'm not normally in public without a hat on, and that day I didn't have a hat on. When I was looking in the mirror. Yeah, they saw my grays, and I have more grays than I realize I have. I looked in the mirror, and I'm starting to get like a patch of gray on the side, like that gray old man little part, I was like, oh, that'd be cool if I had like a gray half moon,
Can you see this? That is not string. That's gray hair. And it's disrespectful gray hair. It's longer than everything else. But you know what? We tuck it.
Hey, you got to rock with it. I'm rocking with it. I'm not dyeing my grays or nothing like that. Nothing like that.
I worked hard for these.
Yeah, I feel like mine just earned. And I feel good because I didn't start getting my grays really until my late 30s, maybe even the 40s. I didn't notice my gray beard, my beard turning gray until like my 40s. I know people that from our hood that we gave them nicknames because they had gray hair at the age of like 13.
Oh yeah, we had a few of those.
Yeah, I worked with a dude before, full head of gray hair. This white dude had a full head of gray hair, right? I'm like, yo, how old are you? Like 35, 40? This dude was like, I'm 24. I was like, what? Yeah. I had to I wasn't used to seeing people with that much gray hair. Let me put my phone on mute real quick, or just vibrate so it's not beeping.
Production is checking her gray hairs.
Let's see.
I feel you.
All right, cool. What's up to all my house guests out here? What's up, Viv? What's up, Janae? What's up, B Rolling? I'm glad you've been waiting for this. I hope I can lift your spirits. This evening. You know, we got a topic this evening. Is the G code no more? That's the question. We're just gonna be talking about it. I haven't had to be GG for quite some time. I ain't been in the hood in a while. You know, I ain't had to show my G side for a while, so I'm not really going to be talking about it from my first-hand accounts. Just going to be dwelling on it. Does the G code exist, or is it no more? Because we've been seeing some things lately that make it seem like it's no more. What you think, Mimi?
I mean, okay, so let's talk about it. How many G's are really left?
Who would be considered a G? You know what? Actually, let's talk about it a little later. Let's get into some news first, because I actually want to. We'll start off with how many G's are left. You know, that's to be like our alphabet code or some shit like that. How many G's are left? That sounds so 80s, don't it? Let's start off with a little bit of news. News was crazy. I was gonna start off with like some you know what? I'm gonna start off with some lighthearted news because I'm in Tampa right now. And Mimi, did you see the Bock the Blub?
The what? The what?
The Bock the Blub.
What the fuck is that, Khary? No.
Okay, Bock the Blub. For those that aren't familiar, organizers and volunteers say they pulled a permit and painted what they're calling America's first Back the Blue street mural in downtown Tampa.
Okay, did see that. Didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Sounds stupid.
Okay, I'm gonna show a screenshot real quick, so people can see.
I thought you said Bock the Blub. I'm like, what the fuck is Bock the Blub?
Bock the Blub. You know what? I'm gonna switch this screen over here. Let me make a switch. Right here, Bock the Blub. Let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. Bock the Blub. That's what it looks like. It says to me.
Back the Blue.
It's supposed to say Back the Blue, but to me, it looks like it says Bock the Blub, and to a lot of other people, it looks like it says Bock the Blub.
You made me spit on my grate.
Okay.
It does look like Bock the Blue.
Yeah, it looks like Bock the Blub, doesn't it?
They be trying, bro. They try so hard. You know, this is a real. You know, this was a mayonnaise creative.
Definitely Mayo created. You know. So not only did they paint it, they said they painted it with volunteers. They said they put out a permit to paint it. They painted it in front of police headquarters in downtown Tampa, and they didn't have a permit. They applied for the permit, but the permit was never actually approved.
So how were they just out there painting the street?
That's what I was wondering. So no, in front of a police station, no cop said, "Hey, can we see the permit for this?" Or they were just so happy somebody was painting Back the Blue that they said, "We're gonna let it rock. Fuck the law today."
You know, it is what it is. It's kind of like when we see a person of color getting away. Let them keep running.
Hell nah. I seen some videos before that I've watched back like 15 times just because it was a video of some dude running away from the cops. I saw one video, dude was gone. Dude looked like a track star. I was like, woo!
Is that the one that was flipping over the gates?
Yeah. That dude turned on like the turbo jets and was boom.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
he had a fucking muscle. He powered up.
Yeah.
He definitely powered up.
That dude hit the sonic spin with them feet. Ow. Yeah.
So, how's the weather down there, Khary?
The weather's pretty good. We had some thunderstorms over the weekend, but other than that, I haven't had any problems really. It's been sunny. I was actually contemplating getting in the pool today because it was sunny, but I was like, oh wait, I got a show to do tonight. If I get in the pool, that's gonna. How's the weather up there?
Here, I went outside, jumped in a car, and then it was like torrential downpour.
So did y'all have a storm, like hurricane or some shit?
And then by the end of the day, it was like sunny and clear, like ain't shit happened, but you knew shit happened because all the trees are down.
I saw some people on Instagram that was posting pictures of trees down, power out.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't like a hurricane or nothing. It was just a storm that just came through real quick.
It felt like a hurricane. All, Bay Plaza, none of the lights are working. All the traffic signals, done.
And y'all got your own, Bay Plaza doesn't use your power plant though, do they?
I don't believe they do. Okay.
They're on their own little grid.
Yeah, but like lights were out, and then upstate, you know how that goes. There was a fire, like in Ossining, due to a tree falling. Trees were down in Brooklyn, all across New York. It was crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I saw some wild images online, just randomly. I didn't know what it was.
Your ass talked about, it was nice. I should have gotten the pool, but I had a show. Thanks, Khary.
I was trying to be professional for the show, and now here I am trying to make you look bad with the weather being so good here. I'll make you feel bad.
Listen, if COVID wasn't so prevalent in your area, me and production would come down.
My brother was down here a week or two ago.
He's not afraid of COVID.
No, they had masks on. They went to Universal.
They have light skin strength. I don't play that.
I'm just turning the phone on, actually, by the way. I actually turned on the sign that I had the phone lines turned on, but I actually just turned it on. So if you just got a voicemail, that's why, if anybody tried to call. So I'm not answering phones right now. I'm just letting y'all know. Trying to be courteous to people so they be like, what? You know?
So do you think this whole Bock the Blub is going to spread?
I think they might get rid of it. There's been a petition. Somebody started a petition that this is some bullshit. Get this bullshit out of here. A lot of people have been mocking it. The mayor said, hey, there was no permit for this. So the mayor's like, yo, what are y'all doing? But the mayor's also have allowed the police to do some bullshit out here too when people were protesting and things like that. So she's trying to play both sides. Have to be fair. Yeah, trying to play both sides.
Excuse me, I'm being very rude. I bought some grapes. What was it, yesterday? And these are amazing. And I haven't had dinner.
Yeah, they did look good though. They did look good. Speaking of dinner, how would you like some black power chicken?
What?
Some black power chicken. Janae sent me a link today about KFC in Trinidad and Tobago, where Tobago. That's it. What did I say?
Tobago.
But how am I supposed to say it?
Tobago.
Tobago, like a bagel. Tobago. Never mind.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? Say something.
KFC Trinidad and Tobago is apologizing now for its ill-advised decision to recognize Emancipation Day, an August 1 holiday that commemorates the emancipation of enslaved people of African descent in former British colonies in the Caribbean, by posting a graphic of a chicken drumette accompanied by the shadow in the form of a Black Power fist.
What now?
You heard me. I'm putting it on the screen. And it has Happy Emancipation Day. And there's a chicken drumette.
Oh. Did it come with grape soda in a cup of watermelon?
Now that would be crazy. Grape
what
soda
else?
and a watermelon with your Black Power fish drumette.
Bro!
For Emancipation Day.
Bro! I hate them. I hate it here. I hate them.
You think, and that was Trinidad to Tobago. Do you think?
Yo, I'm about to hit up all my Trinidadian friends. Like, yo, this your people? This you? That shit is horrible.
Oh man, Ole. Yo, all they had to do, somebody had the bright idea. All they had to do was put Happy Emancipation Day, right?
That's it.
And then somebody said, you know what? Let's put the Black Power fist.
It kind of looks like our wingette.
Let's put the wing there too and make it the shadow. Oh my gosh, that's genius. And people agreed with that. People agreed with that shit, yo.
That doesn't have to go through KFC itself. Like,
yo, that shit is nuts. Happy Emancipation Day with the Black Power chicken drumette. Ah, man, yo.
Oh, shit. I can't call it. I'm not trying to figure it out. Good luck.
Yeah, that was a little nuts.
Shit.
That was a little nuts.
Yo, I hate you. I hate you for throwing it back up there. I can't.
You gonna get
they really did that.
You feel like eating some chicken?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks.
So you don't want no Black Power chicken? It's gonna empower you.
No, thank you. We're good here. Trinidad should stick to Carnival.
That was a little nuts, though.
Not chicken and Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that when when Janae sent me that link today. Definitely.
Yo, she be finding the weirdest shit, but it's crazy that it's real shit. Like,
yo. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep looking back at the screen like, yo, they were dead ass.
They was dead serious. That went through marketing. That went through approvals. Multiple people signed off on this.
Oh, hold on. Get this dance. You about to lose your job.
Yeah.
Cause you're empowering the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, this is some shit that Janae and I would do.
Now, what happens? What happens if the person that came up with the idea is black?
You about to lose your job.
Do they get a pass?
You missed the mark. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
No pass on that.
Nah, you the wrong type of black right now.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with it. I ain't fucking with that shit.
You might as well be a Republican out there. Like, what the fuck down.
Yeah, that shit was wild. That shit was wild to come up with something like that.
Like, who does that?
Oh, man.
What do the house guest think?
So, let's see. Kai says, no one who's black that works there in corporate said that wasn't a good idea.
Maybe they were afraid.
Yeah. KFC is wild. KFC is wild. That's what Janae says. Be rolling and throwing the laughing faces.
That was definitely the mayos. That was a mayo flavored idea.
That was definitely mayo flavored. Extra mayo. I wasn't ready for that, though. I wasn't ready for that. All right, but you know what? Let's go and jump into our topic today. I'm actually kind of just anxious to use this new screen I created over the weekend. So we're gonna jump into today's topic, but oh yeah, is the G code no more? What was we saying at the beginning of the stream? What was the question we was asking ourselves? Do you remember?
Are there actually any G's left?
Are there any G's left? That is one of the questions we're going to be asking is the G code no more? You know, I haven't been in the streets in a long time. I'm an old man now. I retired my street shit, but I still abide by the G code to a certain extent, you know? We're going to see, can you take the G code into the corporate world? How does that work? You know? Do you get your way or do you get fired? Depends on how you take the G code in the corporate world, I guess. But is the G code no more? We're going to talk about that this evening. And let's see. I'm going to figure out how to get this thing lined up so we could get this discussion started and shit, you know? So, Mimi, the G code.
What about it?
What you know about the G code?
Allegedly.
I think everybody that has grown up in the hood, whether they were a part of the street shit or not, they know about the G code. They know about the G code.
So I gotta stop you. Co-op City is not the hood. It's
not the hood, but it's the hood. It's
our hood.
But
it ain't as hood as across the street and across the tracks.
Yeah.
And them people over there. We not like them.
Yeah.
We're not comfortable with certain shit. But again,
I'm not talking about the conditions. I'm talking about the mentalities of people on the G shit. You know?
So I'm going to say if they aren't dead, they're in jail. Yeah. And the ones coming up under them are very pampered pretenders for the most part. Those that say that they running shit right now couldn't run on the treadmill. I'm just saying, like, I haven't seen for myself a lot of G's. Like, they aging out, basically. And these young dudes, they don't respect shit. In order to be a G, you gotta have some level of respect, and it's kind of like playing politics, basically. Mm-hmm. There's codes.
Right.
Like, there's certain shit you just don't do, and these little MFers do everything.
Yeah, they a lot of these G's that are in jail now are locked up because there was no code. Motherfuckers were scared. They wanted to get out. They wanted to get out too quick. You know, I've always thought that if you're doing some shit, if you're doing some dirt and you get caught, you just keep it to yourself. You know, you take that. And if you can't take that, you shouldn't do that. That's my thoughts on it. And that's why I whenever I did do dumb shit when I was younger, I learned very early, don't do dumb shit with people. Because people talk.
Do it by yourself.
Yeah, do it by yourself. And, you know.
Because you won't tell on yourself.
Yeah. That's the truth. And I learned very early, motherfuckers to tell. I was on punishment for a long time because somebody told my mom. She was like, she said, Khary, don't go to the train tracks. Don't go to the train tracks. I said, okay, I'm not going to go to train tracks. I was like in first grade. Me and my homeboy went to the train tracks. Had mad mud on me.
We all went to the train track.
Exactly. But I was like in first grade. And my mom said,
that was our version.
I was like,
Khary, that was our version of, you want to see a dead body?
Yeah, pretty much. But long story short, she went over to the kid's house one day and talked to his mom. And she said, hey, where was you and Khary? Oh, we was down at the train tracks.
Little snitch.
Yeah, I was on punishment. I don't know how long.
Who was it, Khary?
His name was Anson.
You're a snitch. Where's your G code? You're not supposed to tell, Khary.
We was 6.
You supposed to hold that down forever.
Nah, we was 6. And that motherfucker had me on punishment the whole summer. I saw him out the window. Playing with his big old head, I was upset.
You still mad. It sounds like it.
Yo. But you know what? That was a learning lesson. That lesson taught me. You know what that taught me? Don't do shit with people. One, because they're going to get you in trouble. And if they get you in trouble, you're going to be in jail. And you ain't like sitting in the house. Fuck you think you're going to think about sitting in jail? You learned that at 6 years old? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jail. You were thinking about jail at 6?
That taught me older. As I got older, I couldn't stand sitting in the house against my will. Imagine being behind bars. Nigga. Nah, nigga.
Against your will.
I wanted to go outside.
Oh, man.
But that's
so what do you think?
The G code, are there any real G's left?
Mm-hmm.
Very few. The ones that are left was smart enough to not fuck with niggas that didn't abide by the G code. Or not, I wouldn't say smart enough. I would say they were wise enough, because wisdom is kind of learned. So you can learn behaviors of people to where, you know what, I'm not gonna fuck with this person. And we had some good comments down here. We had some good comments. I saw one that's B Roland said the GG code is alive. Goofy guys, which I have to agree with that. Dapper Dan is a G. Yeah, he held it down. I remember Dapper Dan getting raided.
Hold on, Dapper Dan. I'm on the fence with Dapper Dan.
Why? Because he's rocking with Gucci now. Gucci. Is Dapper Dan a G? Dapper Dan's argument for fucking with Gucci is one of us has to get in there somehow.
Yeah.
He's like, this is our opportunity to get in the room.
Yeah.
That's his argument with it. That's what So which I think is a legit argument. Loon, I haven't actually looked into Loon's case. I know he was locked up. I'm not sure what he was locked up for. I know he was locked up for some drug shit, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm assuming he didn't tell on nobody because he got like 10 years. And he got out early because of the corona shit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what about Bobby?
Now, the few G's left, Bobby Smurda is definitely one of the few G's left. I give Smurda all the respect for saying, you know what? I'm going to take a little more time so my homeboy don't have to do all that crazy extra time. And that's some real G shit. And I could fucks with that, So super props to Bobby Smurda. I guess Bobby might be a representation of the few G's that are left and what the G code actually represents when you're in the streets and shit like that.
Okay.
Whereas the other dude, with the colorful hair and shit, that just put out a video running all through BK. Yeah. You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah. Young boy put out a video. He's off house arrest now. You know, he's off house arrest. And the first thing he did off house arrest is make a video. Running through the streets of BK, doing some wild shit too. I saw a couple of highlights. The nigga was sitting on the front of a car, driving across the bridge, like on the hood of a Lamborghini or Ferrari or one of them shits, driving across the bridge. I was like, yo, if I liked him, I would say that was a dope shot. But fuck that nigga.
Yes, Kevin is a G.
But he's getting a lot of views and still making money. You know, he's still making money off of his music, which is some bullshit in my opinion. I don't support the dude. That's why I'm not even saying his name. I can't rock with certain shit. You know, I guess that I still have a G code in that sense, that I still follow the G code where I don't fuck with certain people or when I do certain things. If I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I don't feel like that stand up shit, I can't really rock with it and things like that. Some people might. So
let me ask this.
Yeah.
6ix9ine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you listen to his music?
No. Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, turn that shit off.
Because he's a snitch, or because that shit is just whack?
Because I don't like his antics. His music was cool, I guess. I never really listened to it, but I never heard it and said, oh, that's some super trash shit, you know? This the shit for this time. But it was never some shit I'm gonna go listen to 6ix9ine. But I definitely wouldn't listen to him now that I've seen how he just said fuck the whole G code and everything, you know? But he never really was my vibe to begin with. And I always thought he was a corny dude that was just big mouth.
So, right. So that was going to be my point. They can't really be mad at 6ix9ine because 6ix9ine was never really a gangster. Shorty was wearing lace front wigs and Bozo the Clown hair. Like, you took him serious. Like yeah, one week he was a Blood, next week he was a Crip. Like, how?
So they shouldn't have let him do that to begin with. They shouldn't have let him start fronting. You know, they put the battery in his back, his peoples that he was running with, his peoples that he eventually snitched on, put the battery in his back to do the stupid shit, you know? Because I know when I was, for me and my crew, as for an example, when we was coming up, if there was somebody running with us that we knew wasn't on no G shit, oh, you can't be out here talking shit, you know? Saying, oh, I'm gonna start talking shit because I know these dudes got my back, you know? If you ain't gonna hold your shit down yourself, if you got to, if your first instinct is always gonna be to run, I'm gonna get my people, we gonna be like, yo, we can't fuck with you, you know? Because you ain't of the right pedigree to even rock with us like that. If you know, you got to be able to stand on your own in order to talk shit, in my opinion. If you can't stand on your own, even if you get beat up, you know, even if you get beat up, but you fight, I'm still going to give you more respect than the nigga that talks shit and just runs and comes get his boys. You know?
I have to say, for some young men, y'all was skinny as hell. But y'all definitely fought a lot.
We had, I give it up to the older niggas, you know, because the older niggas was on some G shit. And I say that because they knew when we hit a certain age, shit was going to get popping in the hood, you know? Mm-hmm. So because they knew that, they started giving us beat downs. You know, these dudes like 4, 5, 6 years older than us, you know, and at 11, 12, 13, that's a significant size difference, you know?
Yep.
And these older dudes would be chasing us in the buildings, beating us down, you know, taking us on elevator rides, hitting all the buttons, beating us down the whole fucking ride, you know? And these were tall buildings. These were like 27, 33 floors, you know?
Yep.
But then it only took but so long of that before me and my crew, we was like, yo, we outnumber these older dudes. We started catching them one by one, and we started learning how to fight and stupid shit like that, you know? But I say I give it to them for being G's, for teaching us how to fight without saying, yo, we got to teach you how to fight. They just said, yo. But once we started fighting back, they said, y'all are learning. Y'all are starting to understand what the fuck we be doing. We ain't just beating y'all down because it's fun. Though it is fun, but it's not just because it's fun.
So you guys never had the opportunity to do that to the guys underneath you.
Yeah, they ran to their parents. They ran to the police. They're beating us up. Like, nah, little nigga, we try to make you tougher.
Which brings me
to
the whole
down effect?
real G thing.
See the trickle down effect?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me to are there any real G's? Because the dudes under you are now those that are, you know, pseudo running the blocks or whatever.
Are they?
But like you said, they didn't get the treatment that you guys got.
Mm-mm.
They don't respect anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And not for nothing, some of the older dudes may have done some things that weren't respectable. So the younger dudes are hitting it like, yo, I'm going to get in where I fit in. I don't give a fuck who say what. Like, I'm taking it. I'm taking whatever I want. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel you on that. I understand. And like, I remember some shit that I didn't feel was some G shit back in the days was that older nigga, younger girl shit. I always found that shit weird. You know?
Yeah, I can understand that. Oh, you know I'm doing Khary script right now, right?
Yo, yo! I don't know who that is.
It's Shantae.
Yo, yo!
Get off the phone. Okay, so the older dude, younger chick thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we just spoke about this earlier, right, Nate? Yeah, that was never cool.
Yeah.
For the girl, you felt like, yeah, I'm getting Air Max, I'm getting them new Jordans, or I'm getting whatever, I'm getting rides to and from school. You're not thinking, what the fuck is this 20-something-year-old dude dropping me off at my high school for? Like,
yeah.
Why isn't he dating chicks his own age? It isn't until a female reaches that age that they're like, why are you playing around with little girls?
Mm-hmm.
Like, clearly you can't get chicks your own age, or are you lining up these little girls for something else?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
You know, I'm going to say, people that know me, mind your business, okay? So what? I was getting picked up in a Lexus.
I've never picked anybody up in a Lexus. But it's bad for everybody else.
Hold on, you ain't never picked anybody up in a Lexus. What was it? Honda, Ultima, Nissan, Toyota?
But I had a Renault back in the days. My first car, back when I was in my young days.
Wait. Let's spin this conversation full circle. What's the youngest chick what's the biggest age gap, Khary?
Well, that's different. You know, that's different because they're older, they're more mature, they have their own places and their own children, taking care of their own lives and own bills, you know?
What's the biggest age gap, Khary?
And they think they're manipulating me, probably.
I ain't asking you all that other shit. What's the biggest age gap, Khary?
biggest age gap has been about like 20 years, something like that. You know? But here's the thing. I've been married. I have kids. So, you know, these women, I guess I might be their little play toy. Yeah, it's never nothing serious.
You supposed to be the sugar daddy.
They think I'm the sugar daddy. They want me to be the sugar daddy, but I'm the
They see you driving around in that. They see you driving around in that custom Mercedes, Khary.
Hey.
They like, oh yes, girl, him.
Hey, yo, we gonna talk about that another. We'll talk about that on Friday. Okay, we'll talk about that on Friday. That'll be Friday's topic. You know, age range limits and shit like that. You know?
Oh my god!
Yeah, we'll talk about that Friday.
Sugar daddy. Huh?
What's that?
I said they like, give me some sugar daddy.
Yeah, that's gonna be Friday's topic. Age gaps and shit like that. Oh, that rhymes. That rhymes. I just gotta every do the time I rhyme, I gotta do that. I think that might be my thing. Maybe. I need some more drink too. Damn it! I didn't bring my drink over here with me.
Hey, Shantae. So you walked in on snitches, real G's, Khary dating chicks 20 years younger than him.
Allegedly.
You said this no allegedly.
Okay, yeah. So what?
And how older dudes have lost the respect for the younger dudes lost respect for the older dudes that were dating young girls and, you know, other things.
We were supposed to be talking about the G code, though. I'm not sure how we migrated to
I just explained. It was because the young dudes lost respect for the older dudes. You said one thing that you hated was when they were dating younger girls.
Right. That's right. You're right on that one.
And so
let's see what's going on in some of the in the chat over here real quick. Let's see how this looks right here. Bam! I got like little animations going on and shit. Oh wait, I turned off my overlay. Boom. And now we back. Oh, look at that. All right. Yes, the G code. Niggas G code anymore, you know, cause little rainbow hair boy has been running around the streets making videos. Not sure if you saw it. He also said some disrespectful shit too. He had an interview, I think with academics. And,
you know how I feel about him.
Which, by the way, academics challenged Meek Mill to a fight, by the way. Totally another topic. Rainbow Boy disrespected Pop Smoke, kind of like made mentions of Pop Smoke passing, and then made other mentions of Nipsey passing, you know? Like y'all favorites getting like shot and kicked in the head type shit, you know? Like making little side-eye little remarks and shit like that. So, little on the disrespectful side there, if I must say.
Okay, first of all, I love Pop Smoke. I am a woman of a certain age, but I like my ratchet music. Nipsey Hussle. We all know that Daniel, forget calling him 6ix9ine or whatever. We all know that Daniel is a troll. He does things and says things for attention. That's what he's doing. It's working. He says something, people gravitate, people want to listen to what the hell he said, because a lot of dudes, they weren't trying to give him his spins for that song that he got with Nicki Minaj. I can't even remember what it's called. But
yeah, I didn't listen to it.
You were like, nah.
I get upset when I scroll on my Instagram and shit, and like I'll see World Star and they might repost some shit of his. I get upset. I'm like, what the fuck are they reposting his shit for? But that gets them.
Oh, there you go. Production already said the song is actually called Trolls.
Yeah, and he's the biggest one.
Yeah.
He's the biggest one. Yeah, I can't rock with him.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like one part of Trolls. He'd be like, ah, you mad?
See, I haven't even listened to it. I haven't even listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I see it, I just scroll past it. That's me flicking my phone.
That part is kind of fun.
Yeah, I can't rock with it. Now, can the G code translate into the corporate world?
Nah.
No, I think I'm
like the no snitching shit.
Yeah.
How? If you're corporate, you want to maintain your C level.
I've been called into HR a few times over the years. You know, for multiple infractions that go against the rules and things like that.
Or my 401k, it's gonna be you.
So G code don't translate to the corporate world whatsoever.
No. Listen, once you are on my bad side, especially corporate work, what? Yo, I'm a different person. Like, I'll hold you down until I can't hold no more. My patience is thin.
I'm over here puffing on this banana kush, by the way.
Corporate world.
And I have another one. The G code is corporate world. What is expound? The G code is corporate world.
I don't know. Shantae, elaborate. Or actually, Shantae, you should call in.
Yeah, why not?
You got time since you're calling people already.
You know, for facts. That's a fact right there. She already hit up your line. You know? The G code is the corporate world. She's saying that they gangster, that they will cut your throat with their corporate shit. Well, I guess when I said the corporate world, I was referring to the employee levels, you know, regular employees and shit like that.
I mean, they could look. The employee, those that are in unions and stuff like that, they can play that game of being friendly and all that other shit until it no longer works for them. Once you reach a certain level in the corporate world, it's about you. You can't hold on to everybody and help everybody. I'm sorry.
True indeed.
It's a self-preservation thing.
True. I guess I'm a little different. I think my perspective is a little unique, I think. You know, because
okay, go for it.
And I say that because I'm not really a friendly person at work. And I say that in regards to I don't make very many friends. I don't go to lunch with people. I don't really hang out with people. So I don't really have interactions with people that's going to get me riled up and shit like that. You know?
Okay.
The few times I have been into HR has been because I had conversations with people and it didn't even include anything that I thought. One conversation, have you ever seen that show Spartacus?
Yeah.
So there was a scene on the show Spartacus where one of the dudes he was like the slave master, right? Mm-hmm. He wanted to have sex with his wife. His wife was like, cool, but they had a slave to pretty much fluff him up, to kind of like suck him off and shit like that. And there was like a conversation that if there was like that type of slavery going on, would your wife have somebody suck your husband off? So it's just so she don't feel like doing it? Right?
So why the fuck are you having those types of conversations at work?
I was working at an ad agency.
Why the fuck are you having those type of
It was an
conversations?
ad agency. Those are the type of conversations that go on. They say fuck and shit and damn, and the CEO used to fucking smoke weed at the parties and shit like that. You know, which he's actually on trial right now for some wild shit. Let's answer a phone line right now. Hello, caller. You're live with Khary's crib. Let's see. I might let's see. Can you hear me, caller? I don't hear the caller.
I don't hear Tay Tay either.
Yeah, and I don't see her levels coming through. I don't hear her. She should be able to hear us. We'll let her call back. What was I saying? Oh,
He's on trial.
what's that?
He's on trial.
Who's on trial?
Your old CEO.
Oh yeah. So wow, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even. That's just because it's going. It's yeah. He was accused of some wild shit of hitting on somebody's daughter and shit like that, and the fucking.
She couldn't hear you. She said.
She couldn't hear us.
Correct.
Okay.
Call back again, Tay.
Yeah, that's odd. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let that call come back through.
So Viv said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to shorten your name. Vivian S said, nah, Mimi, if your crew respects you and you're in the position, in that position, and they have, what? And they have you, and it's only right you have them. Cool. So I'm guessing what you mean is if they have my back, I have theirs. Absolutely. One person in particular, Winston, I'll always have his back. Right. That's my dude. If Winston does something crazy to jeopardize all that we have, Winston's gonna have to float on his own. I'm sorry.
I feel you.
And I'm sure he's watching. Stoney, don't do anything to mess up what we got going on. Communicate. And we fix things as we go. We don't go rogue.
Let's see. Caller, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Do you let's see, do you hear yourself?
I can hear myself.
How about now?
No, I don't hear myself.
Look in the green back.
Can you hear Mimi?
No, I
Can
don't
you hear
Mimi
me,
at all.
Tay?
I can hear you now.
All right, see? I got the phone lines working now. Hooray.
Now I can't hear her though.
You can't hear her?
No.
All right, let's see. Where do I have you at? How about now?
Say again, Tay.
Can you hear me?
I hear myself.
You hear yourself? You hear her now?
Tay.
I can hear myself.
Okay.
I can hear myself as well.
But you can't hear her.
No.
I can hear Mimi.
You can hear Mimi, but Mimi can't hear you. You can hear Tay?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait,
right.
Tay, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
So yes. You wanted to know what I was saying about the G code in corporate world?
Yes.
Okay. So usually somebody at the top that's running things.
Allegedly.
They should apply, but do they actually?
I'm gonna show you. It's in the street, the same thing. It should apply, but do they actually?
Very good point.
Like Mimi said about her 401k. 401k is equivalent to years in jail. When the 401k is at risk, it's like, wait, we might have to talk about something. When people facing life in 40 years and 50 years, they might talk about something.
Okay.
There's usually somebody sitting at the top that determines how much money everybody makes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then got people who sit behind the scenes and try to control what's really happening. There's always the codes are really just the consequences are different.
Okay. I see what you're saying. What you think of that, Mimi?
Just saying.
I ain't trying to do no more white collar crime type shit. I'm a good woman. I'm a church going woman.
I agree. I agree to an extent. They should abide by that code, but a lot of times they don't. A lot of times something will happen at work and you'll be surprised that you get called into HR because somebody decided to go tell HR something.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's why the same way you are in the street, you have to watch who you befriend. You got to watch who you tell your business to. The same applies at work.
Yeah.
You can't be friends with everybody.
Yeah. So went to lunch one day, right? I don't really go to lunch. I was new at this place, so they invited me to lunch. I said, all right, I'm gonna come eat lunch. And somebody at the table who she's a person of color. She's not necessarily African American. But she told a story and she said nigger during the story, right? And during the story, she was pretty much telling the difference between up north and down south.
Okay.
She was like, down south, up north, they'll be like, they're more open with their racism. She said, she was like, down south, they'll just be like, fuck you, nigga. Up north, they'll be like, fuck you, nigga. Where down south, they'll be like, bless your heart. Or some shit like that. She tried to make it kind of funny, But a day later, I got called into HR because somebody that was at the table decided to go to HR and tell about this story at the table. Yeah. So now here I am in HR talking about, that's what I'm in here for? That's why you call me? I'm like, yo, I wasn't offended. Me and my niggas say nigga all the time. I didn't say it exactly like that. I pretty much said, yo, I hear the word all day, every day. It didn't bother me. Now, if a white person called me it, I'm gonna punch somebody in the face, But
right.
I was surprised I got called to HR about something like that.
You see, you have to be careful what you say and who you say it around, period.
Yeah.
Not everyone is your friend.
But that's the case of not everybody knows the G code. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all are up in the city in New York. I'm down south in Florida. The majority of the people you work with, is it mixed? Is it majority white or majority black?
In my arena, it's majority Caucasian.
Okay. I've worked with the majority of white people too over my 20 years in Florida.
Not only is it majority white or Caucasian, it's majority male.
Okay.
Which makes a huge difference.
Okay. And my point in asking that was maybe the Caucasians don't really understand the G code.
Good point.
If the Caucasians don't understand the G code,
it depends on their age.
Right.
Yeah. So if they're OWMs, old white males, they on a different type of time. If they're younger, they're usually a bit more integrated with urban knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get a different feel for them.
Gotcha.
At least in my experience, in my work environment.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I ride, like a couple of my white male colleagues, they're dope as fuck. They could come to the barbecue.
Should we stop inviting people to the barbecue, or do we need to start making more tickets? Does Black Lives Matter say? Are we seeing a bunch of new allies? Do we need to teach these people the G code and then give them tickets to the picnic?
So here's the thing. Shantae says no more invites. I say we have to continue inviting because in certain instances, movements haven't gone so far without certain allies.
True.
I'm like, you think of the Underground Railroad, like, let's go all the way back. It was still white people helping blacks along the way. We need certain allies, whether it's white men, white women, children, babies, I don't care. Like, we still need. Okay, I hear you. I hear you say.
But according to Kanye, Harry just got people to work for other people. What's your thoughts on that, Shantae?
Yeah, I'm about to say she's still here.
I know. She's been on the line for a minute.
Well, which part, about Kanye or the table piece?
The table.
Listen, we ain't got no more space. Okay? Every time we invite people to the table, what they try to do is take over our table that we just have to sit on at the kitchen.
But what about the people that don't want to speak?
Choppy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that every time we invite people to the table with us, they end up taking over our table, and then we end up sitting at the table. And that's because we keep letting people in. We got to learn how to control our own table and make guests. I guess got to go back home.
Okay, I think I got the premise of what you're saying. You were still a bit choppy. You said we got to stop inviting others to our table because they try to take over the table. We should build our own, have our own, sit at our own, basically.
Yes.
Say?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly what
Okay. So what do we do with our allies? Because they didn't do anything wrong. And we do still need allies.
Right, but how come we're not invited to their table and stay?
We're not invited to their table.
Yeah, we're not invited.
Okay.
True. Man, we just went to a whole new different topic. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
And, like,
I hear you on that.
And
They let us stop by and visit.
Janae had a good point in the comments here. She said, white people live by their code. Think Jeffrey Epstein, Trump, etc.
Facts.
Super G code there. Yeah. That G code go up to the top. And that's probably going to get this stream demonetized as well. Talking about.
Okay. So, I fully agree with building black, buying black. I support anything and everyone if it's right. How do we get people to stop saying buy black and just say go out and buy? It shouldn't be I'm supporting a black business. I'm just going to shop like I would shop any other time.
Well,
like, how do we change that narrative?
I think once we get people to buy black, and that becomes their regular thing, you no longer have to say it. I think that's part of the problem is that right now we have to say it because we have to beat it into people's heads so that it can become a routine and a habit.
Yeah, we have to make
and then we no longer
regular.
have to express the thing go by black.
It has to be regular, you know?
Right. You know,
So,
I think it just becomes like it needs to become second nature for us.
okay.
Yeah. In order
So
for it to,
I think this.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead,
say,
Khary.
in order for it to become second nature, there needs to be more black businesses that we all want of just regular products. You know, right now it's a lot of black businesses and a lot of niche type things, you know? And so, and if we want to make it regular, we also need to get into just regular products in the store, regular.
Right, and the problem is that we don't have a seat at those tables. We're not invited to sit at those tables.
Right. Which takes us back to Dapper Dan saying, hey, this is us getting the opportunity to sit at the table with him working with Gucci, which he kind of looked past all of us saying, fuck Gucci. They said, fuck you all them years. He said, you know what? I could say that, but this is our chance to get a seat at the table that we're always saying we don't have a seat at.
So here's the thing. Here's my thing. Janae just said it. Why not have him create his own?
Exactly.
Why do we have to have a seat at their table?
Maybe he tried.
Or if Dapper Dan is now at their table or their pseudo table, why hasn't he brought in a crew of people that look like him?
Right.
To
I can't
continue
answer.
to build. Because I'm sorry, that's what every other ethnic group does. You never go into a place that's an Asian market, right? And see other workers.
Unless it's the delivery guy. And that's
Every
only because he got
other person looks like them.
Yeah.
Very rarely will you go into an African market and see anything other than African workers.
Nigerian. Africa's a continent, not a country. But I get what you're saying. I'm just being stupid right now.
You know what I mean. You've been waiting.
I'm trying to act educated. But
I'm just saying, like, as African Americans, Black Americans, Caribbean Americans, Panamanian Americans, all of us,
you know,
we don't really do the same thing.
What do you mean we don't do the same thing?
Unfortunately, some of these allies tend to help a few of us get through those doors or at those tables, and we don't reach back and pull up or reach to the side because you don't necessarily want to go backwards, but you don't reach to your right or your left and pull your people with you.
Right.
Well, I think we also don't have enough trust in our own people. When there are opportunities to bring our people to the table, we look at the people who have more leverage versus putting our people in position to gain leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll have something that's like, should I go with that black-owned company that doesn't have as much notoriety or, you know, as many followers as this white-owned company that has black people working for them, but is way more established and better known. You know, and I think sometimes we think the quality is going to be better, but we never know, we never get to find out.
Right.
A lot of times we're just not willing to put our own people in the positions of power because we are so accustomed to not seeing them in positions of power that we automatically go to the other people.
Right. It's kind of programmed.
Well, I actually, whenever I mess with white money, I make sure it goes to black businesses or POC businesses.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I have a friend, Novocaine. She actually started this poetry thing out here that I go to every week. But a lot of times, so the past couple of events, I actually did the video at this guy's event. right? He hired her to host it and to help him organize it, right? She reached out to pretty much all the black businesses that she knows that can provide services for this event. And she does that for just about all the events that she does. She always tries to spread out all of the money that she can bring in, which I think is dope, and I think more people should do. So there are actually people out there that do that, you know. That I like that, you know. And I find that it's a lot of times it's mostly women. Maybe I'm being a little biased, but I feel it's mostly women that do it in my eyes. Totally off the topic, but
Khary, can you upload the chat? Alex is saying he doesn't see the YouTube chat.
No, it doesn't transfer over to Facebook. Unfortunately, I don't think.
Sorry, Alex. Go to YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think the YouTube goes over. I can see all of it, but I don't think everybody can see it on Facebook.
I can.
It's like YouTube can see everybody, but Facebook can't see everybody, I don't believe.
Right.
And I could also see everybody here with on a small click like that, and I can actually have it up on the screen if I wanted to. So what else? Oh, we still got Shantae on the phone. Did you have anything you want to add, Shantae? I know we just got you on hold and shit like that.
No, I'm just listening.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, Khary.
Thank you, Shantae. Talk to you later.
Bye, Mimi.
Later, Tay.
You know what's
that
fun?
was Shantae outside of the Bronx. Well, not outside of the Bronx, but from the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
And she does some dope shit.
I've known Shantae a long time. Like, me and Shantae was in the same first grade class. Like, I looked at one of the pictures and I was like, oh shit, we was in the same class in first grade. I don't really remember first grade, but I saw pictures and we was in the same first grade class.
Well, let's see. Shantae and I have been friends for 27 years. Yeah, 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we should do a day about friendships. And we can have production Janae on, and you can bring on some of your people, and I bring on some of my people.
Yeah, that'd be kind of dope. Let people see how you've known people for so long, how you can still be friends after so many years. Wow.
And see how different people have gone off to do different things.
Like, I'm in Florida. I still fuck with all my people in the Bronx. Y'all are still my family, you know? That's wild. And
if this pandemic wasn't a thing, you would have been up here at least 12 times by now.
Yes. And that's how I kind of also stick to the G code.
Or in the middle room.
You know, I stick to the G code. I try to bring my peoples into things that I'm doing. You know?
Painfully so.
But you're enjoying yourself,
I'm sure
though.
next week there'll be something new.
I inject something new almost every stream. Something new. Next, y'all didn't see this one actually. So I think I actually have most of the things checked off that list.
Wait, Khary.
Yeah.
1 second. House guests, make sure you like, share, and what? Facebook, YouTube. What else is
like,
Twitch?
Share, subscribe, follow on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook.
You have production Janae.
We have Janae over here in production. You know, but I was gonna jump to a couple. We have like maybe 2 more news topics I wanted to look at real quick. And So I was gonna save this one for next week because I didn't really fully update this. I really don't have this how I wanted to really have it, you know.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
let's get into the news. All right. That was that stinger to get into the news, you know? So we're still gonna go over. We got a couple things to still go over. One, we've already covered Bock the Blub, Black Power Chicken. Federal Judge Esther Salas has released a video message on YouTube that kind of went into depth onto what happened with the shooting where her son was killed and her husband was shot and put in the hospital. She went into some pretty interesting details, but I'm not really a conspiracy theorist at all, really. I don't really subscribe to most conspiracies. I'll listen to them. I'll be like, that's pretty interesting. I can see how it's plausible, but I might not believe it, you know? And if I do, I don't go around saying everybody needs to believe. But this shit was weird. You know, with all of the speculation or little conspiracies that's been going on the lawyer that killed her son, stuff like that. And this is my first time seeing somebody release a video with this amount of details scripted to the public. I thought it was kind of weird. Did this seem normal to you?
If that was part of her grieving process. I'm getting feedback.
You getting feedback?
Yeah.
Okay, let me hit my mixer.
But if it's part of her grieving process, go for it. Like, she lost a son. Her husband was also shot. Maybe she's putting it out there like, look, whoever was behind it, you did this and I'm still not shaken. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can only speculate.
So you don't think it's somebody told her, yo, go make the public at ease, put the public at ease and say this, release a video saying something.
I don't believe anyone put her up to it because, come on, she's a grieving mother. Like, she may have felt that she needed to.
And at the end, she suggested there be new legislation.
I'm sorry?
At the end of the video, she suggested new legislation that judges' addresses can't be accessed by the public. Yeah.
I mean, I can hear that.
Did you watch the whole video?
Sure didn't.
You didn't? It was I watched the whole video. It was about a 10-minute long video.
You didn't even watch the whole thing of Black is King, so.
Yes, I did. I watched Black is King 3 times over the weekend.
Over the weekend?
Yeah.
Not last week, though.
It came out Friday.
So what? You started watching it right before we started filming.
Yes. I watched it at 7, from 7 to 8. Then I stopped. Then I watched it again on Saturday and Sunday and partly on Monday. I'll probably even turn it on tomorrow, too.
Oh, wait. Viv says, since we're going into news, how about Grandmaster J NFAC? Oh, Production Janae told us about NFAC.
We spoke about them briefly last week, I believe, where they rolled up to Kentucky for Brianna's joint. Mm-hmm. And we spoke about the Not Fucking Around Committee. And I kind of made a little joke because they had a small accidental shooting. Yeah, they had a small accidental shooting. Somebody got shot by accident. Yeah. And I kind of was like, oh, it seems like the Not Fucking Around Committee is fucking around. You know? They was fucking around, it seems like.
And it's not committee, it's coalition.
The coalition. I said committee? I said committee? Oh, shit. I said committee. Oh. Well, I had most of it right. The Not Fucking
Production out here
Around
correcting them.
Coalition. The Not Fucking Around Coalition. Let me
I love the name.
I love the name. I love the look. I'm not exactly sure what it is they actually stand for. Or if it's
They
just
stand for not fucking around.
I know, but what does that actually stand for? I would like to know. I should probably look it up, look into it. And I haven't really looked into it very much.
I love it. I love the look.
I like the look. I don't know, the look, it looks good to me. Once I probably haven't taken the time to actually study them and see what they're actually about, because they just started not fucking around.
You know they're going to hit the FBI's list of watch groups.
Yeah. If they probably already are, the FBI is probably already looking into some of their organizers. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, here's the thing. They're, a lot of them, if I'm not mistaken, they're former military.
Okay.
So you already know they're trained.
Some of them, not all of them.
I said, not all of them, no.
Not all of them. Because
well, I wonder if they're part of NAGA.
What's NAGA?
I hate the name.
What is NAGA?
But I actually joined
don't tell me
the National African American Gun Association. It's called NAGA. Don't laugh, Khary. Don't laugh. Don't do it. Don't do it, Khary.
All right. I'm not. Just gaining gas. Vivian says they're not new, just gaining gas from Stone Mountain, Georgia. I believe that is the first time I actually did hear of them, is after they rolled up the Stone Mountain, and I think the Stone Mountain is where the Klan's headquarters, or was founded at, or something that was up there, and they rolled up there like, yo, fuck y'all want to do? Y'all talking tough.
Is that when they went up there for where the KKK was formed?
Yeah, up at Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Okay.
I got people go to Stone Mountain all the time to like picnic and shit. Chill.
That's strange. So, production Janae said the leader of NFAC stated, "We are a black militia. We aren't protesters. We aren't demonstrators. We don't come to sing. We don't come to chant. That's not what we do."
Okay, so
they did not come to fuck around.
So there's no agenda. They just waiting for somebody.
They are show of strength.
So pretty much they just waiting for somebody to pop off.
They on I wish a NAGA would.
Okay.
That's dope though.
All right.
What else we got?
Beirut explosion was crazy. Have you seen that?
Yo. They really trying to say that was like a fireworks plan or something?
I've seen quite a few videos of it. There was a bunch of explosions going on beforehand. So it looks like it could have been fireworks going off there, but
the way it leveled,
yo, that was a huge explosion. That explosion was felt for up to like 150 miles away. People said, yo, we heard that shit and felt that shit trembling a little bit up to 150 miles away. I felt that shit. Windows was blown out. Just by looking
at the video.
Windows was blown out like 6 miles away. Can you imagine 6 miles away, your window just shatters and something blew up? You can't even see where it was at.
I remember while going to school in South Carolina, one of those military fighter jets, they did that breaking the sound thing.
Yeah, the sonic boom.
Yep. They blew out it blew out the windows in the school. Fun
In the
times.
school.
Huh?
They just said it blew it out in the school. I remember watching. I was able to hear the sonic boom from the space shuttle in Tampa.
Really?
Yeah. When it re-entered, like going towards Daytona, I was able to hear that shit go boom. It's like this shit was crazy. Cause you would that shit was wild. And I'm writing down
wow.
I'm writing down research.
So do we think that
NFAC.
Instead of explosions, do you think someone actually hit them with a bomb or a missile?
I don't know. My first thought was a little prejudice. Or should I say, maybe not prejudice. I think maybe my first thought was a little ignorant. My first thought was, why the fuck, who blows up, who has fireworks in Lebanon? You know? That was my first thought. That's why I say I might have been a little ignorant, a little judgmental. My first thought was, they got a lot of shit going on. The last thing I'm going to expect for them to have out there is a fireworks factory.
Okay.
You feel me? And one of the guys, they had but what makes me think it wasn't something crazy, or maybe they just had the greatest plant ever. A guy they interviewed that was on the street, he was like, yo, I lost my hearing for a little bit. He said at first, I thought it was an assassination on somebody. He said, because this is the place where it happens to assassinate people. He said, but then I saw the smoke and I realized it wasn't black, so it was something else.
Okay. And
I'm like, wow, what the fuck is going on over there where this guy on the street can tell? He's like, yo, this shit like this happens pretty often, where shit gets blown up. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on over there?
Crazy. That is crazy. He's like, oh, it wasn't black. We good.
Yeah. He was like, it was something else. Even though I can't hear for a little while, it wasn't an assassination. It's probably not going to be a second giant explosion like that.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that's a little wild. Yeah, he's seen things like that more than once. But that explosion was crazy. A little bit of the news I saw for it, the last I looked, I haven't looked in the past couple of hours, but it was a couple of hours ago. They said there was already like 100 confirmed dead, like 3,000 injured or something like that. Or maybe it's 300 injured. No, probably like 3,000 injured, something like that. I saw some of the videos. People were in their houses, like miles away, like videoing it. And I tell you what, when I saw that shit blow up, I was like, oh, the world's still standing? Yo, that shit looked crazy. There's one view in particular I saw. Dude was on his balcony a good way away, and
that's the one I saw.
He was far enough away to where he could say, oh shit, it's coming towards me. I should probably run away. He had that much time to see it coming towards him. And then he just turns around and you just see like a movie happen behind him. The windows blew open, everything. I tell you what.
You can see a couple of the blocks. They look like they were leveled.
Yeah.
From the last explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit.
Glass companies are gonna get rich. Invest in glass.
Okay.
I'm saying. Do you know how many windows got blown out?
This is true.
I looked at a view from inside a car. A guy was driving a car and like had the camera and like the camera was going past him. The shit blew up. You saw the shit come and then the car just shook. The fucking airbags, all the airbags went off in the car. So now you can't even see out the car because all of the airbags is up. And now you just hear shit hitting the top of the car. Yo, that shit looked like Terminator happened.
to some degree, we are super lucky that shit like that doesn't come to the U.S.
I think there was an actual place in the U.S. that blew up one time. It blew up like a fireworks joint.
Happened. Yes, it's happened. But we don't get that shit like we're able to determine as regular citizens, oh no, that wasn't a missile. That was something else.
Right. Though people are paranoid nowadays.
Absolutely.
I remember when 9/11 happened, when planes started flying, niggas wasn't comfortable.
Look, I'm still uncomfortable. I feel like these planes are way too close to co-op now.
I used to wonder that when I was a kid too. I was like, wow, why don't those planes look like they flying close to those buildings?
Check this out. They takes freaking pictures before she lands in JFK or LGA of co-op. Like, she takes great photos from the plane.
That's how close it is. I never fly over co-op whenever I fly in. Like flights from Florida, like flights from Tampa don't fly over co-op for some reason. Maybe it's because I go to JFK or something.
Because it seems like all the flights come over co-op.
All right. But I think that's all. I think that's all we're gonna cover today. We already been on for an hour and a half, and
awesome.
Most people don't have that attention span. But we're gonna come back Friday. I think I'm gonna have a guest too. I'm gonna say I'm not 100% sure that yet though.
As long as that guest is ready to discuss.
What about your versus card?
Age gaps.
What's that? Age gaps? Friday is age gaps. Okay. Age gaps.
In dating, yes. What'd you say, production today?
Thursday versus.
Oh, Thursday versus.
Yes. We're going to be doing the versus battle on Thursday, which is Ricky Rose versus 2 Chicka Chains. And it should be interesting.
Are you excited?
I am. I like. Okay, I'm not the biggest Rick Ross fan. Okay, and when I say I'm not the biggest Rick Ross fan, he's dope at what he does. He makes dope albums. I'm just not a fan of the whole persona thing. I'm not a fan of that's not you. Like from his first song that I heard, the hustle and shit, it's like, you don't know the real Noriega.
I'm getting tired of the
but I respect his music. I'm just not a fan, but I know he has good music. 2 Chainz, on the other hand, I'm a fan of 2 Chainz music. And when I first started listening to
this is better Cameron, he repeats shit. I call him Big Booty because he got a big booty.
Yeah, that was just like one little try to be slick line. But I first started listening to this. I first started listening to the 2 Chainz.
When he was on Nickelodeon?
Nah, back in like 2012 or some shit like that. When he first came out with one of his mixtapes, it was like the True Religion mixtape or some shit like that. And he had a few dope songs on there.
What was 2 Chainz' first name? Because this is his second rap name.
Titty Boy.
It was a Titty Boy?
Titty Boy. TITTYBOI. And he was down with Player Circle. And they had that song with Lil Wayne. But he changed his name to 2 Chainz because he realized Titty Boy wasn't commercial enough. Right, like you can't sell nothing with Titty Boy.
And
the only thing you can sell with Titty Boy is like some Similac on Pornhub or something.
I'm like, why would you name yourself Titty Boy and you was the whole like ice cream man on one of those Nickelodeon shows? Like, seriously, sir?
What ice cream man?
2 Chainz he was an actor.
On what show?
Hold on. I want to say Zach and Cody, but I don't think that's it. 2 Chainz on
I don't know about that one. I ain't never heard that one. Though
Yes.
I realized who the dude from Hip Hop Harry is. The dude that created Hip Hop Harry. He's also the dude that created Lyricist Lounge back in the days, in like I think the late 90s. But he was an actor. He was an actor as well. And nobody probably remembers this show, True Colors, back in the days. It was like in the early 90s. It was like a multiracial family. A black guy with kids married a white woman with kids. But he was one of the older brothers in that show. And I just found that funny the other day. Because Snoop Dogg, because Hip Hop Harry was interviewing Snoop Dogg on Instagram and pulled him in. And I was like, oh shit, that's that nigga from that show from back in the days that I don't remember the name of. But it was funny.
I can't even find the information. I bet if I ask my kids.
Yeah, I don't think 2 Chainz was on Nickelodeon. I'll have to look that up. But
it was some kid show. He was the ice cream man.
Maybe. I don't know. But you know that mixtape.
Next show,
was
I'm
dope,
gonna have a whole clip.
Yeah, and it'll be the day after the battle too. You know, so but I'm a ride with 2 Chainz just because I'm actually I like his music, you know, and I fucks with his shit over Rick Ross.
You know,
that's who I'm a ride with.
I'm not going to pick anyone.
Neither.
I don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though. I think a lot of people are just leaning more towards Rick Ross because they think his catalog is superior. Just my thoughts.
Pity boy. Okay, Khary.
All right.
House guests, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Y'all can start liking this episode now.
Yes, definitely like, share, subscribe, follow, tell your friends, yo, you should watch this show. It's kind of dope. You know, you should watch it live too. Oh, did I tell you about my my idea for a new segment?
No.
So I have an idea for a new segment. It's called it's gonna be like when we tell a story, like a news story that happened, and it's gonna be like we're gonna ask the people, our house guests, to decide whether it's a cop, a Karen, or a crazy that performed the whatever happened, you know. And I think the name of it could be KKK, you know. What you think?
No.
The
KKK? Can't we just say cop, Karen, or crazy?
Yeah, but they all start with the letter K. KKK. Cop, Karen, crazy. Boom. You know.
Cop and crazy.
And my birthday was this weekend. I realized I was getting older. Right? What?
Production today is cracking up right now.
Huh? So
you said they all start with a K.
Yes. Uh-huh. And I realized I need to be a little more careful. Right?
About what?
About living life, period. This morning I said, oh shit, I'm getting a little older. If I was a little older, this might have been very, very bad. Right?
What did you do?
So this morning I have like 4 pairs of slippers around the house. Well, I have like a pair of slides and I have like pair of slippers that I slide on, right? Well, I had the slippers on this morning, and the slippers I couldn't just like kick off my feet, right? Kick off the shoes, but I couldn't kick them off and relax my feet. So like I was able to like step off one, like hold my foot on one on the back, step out, right? And then I went to do it again on the other one. But when I stepped back, I kind of like caught my foot in there. So then I ended up falling back onto the floor. And I was like, oh shit, I could have really seriously hurt myself there by taking off my slippers. I'm getting old. That's a good indicator, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I was worried I was gonna hurt myself. I was like, wow, imagine if there was like a spike right there for some reason. That would have went through my back.
Why? Okay, so why would there be a spike?
I don't know. I watch silly movies sometimes, and when people fight, spikes be on the floor and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh.
Khary?
That happened on Transformers. I started watching on Netflix recently. The
Khary?
cartoon, they have the animated series. Yes.
Khary?
It's getting late. It's time to get up out of here, right?
Khary.
What's that?
What's the strain that you're smoking tonight?
The strain I'm smoking tonight is Banana Kush. You're
gonna take that off your list of things to smoke because that shit got you going crazy, bro.
Met up with my plug. Boom. Hit me up with some of that Banana Kush. And I still got a little piece of that left. That's just enough to puff while I play me some video games. Like? You know what?
Does it taste like banana?
No.
Because I got this thing about mint and bananas.
No. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about smoking Banana Kush while I'm wearing yellow. Oh, shoot. But you know what? You would think weed would kind of taste like the flavor that's in the name, but it doesn't.
I think it just smells like it. I don't smoke weed, but I've smelled different strains. So like birthday cake does kind of smell like a birthday cake.
How do you think? How do you think Black Power chicken would smell?
I'm not doing this with you. It would probably smell spicy.
Let's get the Black Power chicken strain going on.
I'm not gonna do this with you. Racist. Okay.
All right. I think did we cover everything?
Yes.
I think we did.
You covered enough. And always remember,
I'm rooting for everybody black. Yes. Oh, you know what? I heard something this morning that it was like, you know what? That was a little motivational. I did not expect that. I had a meeting today at the job and shit like that, and the CEO was actually speaking during the meeting, and he said, everybody. It was a Zoom meeting, by the way. He said, everybody, I want you to turn your cameras on. Everybody except me turn their cameras on, right? And he said, what I want you to do is, I want you to stretch as high as you can, right? He said, stretch as high as you can. He said, okay. All right. He said, you stretching? He said, yeah. He said, now stretch a little more. And everybody stretched a little more, right? And he said, you see that? And everybody said, what? He said, the first thing I said was, stretch as far as you can, as high as you can. And you said, okay. And then I said, now stretch a little more. And you stretched a little more. He said, whenever you think you can't get to where you at, but you think you've already given your all, you could always stretch a little more. And I was like, God damn it, I like that. I'm going to share that with my people tonight. So everybody remember, you can always stretch a little more. And that's Khary's motivation of the night that he stole from the CEO at his job this morning. But that's all right. Nobody going to know that. I ain't going to tell nobody. Y'all ain't going to tell nobody, right? All right, cool. All right. But I think that's everything. Follow me at OK Khary on all social media. Follow Meme at Petty by Meme at Instagram, YouTube, and other social media. You got also all social media as well, I believe. Normally, I would go to Twitch and do a little kickback and play some video games, but I don't think I'm going to do that this evening. So I think I'm just going to kick back and chill here. But I think I am going to get on the game over the weekend. Play some games, maybe do a little bit of gaming ganja. I don't know. I might just be talking shit right now. Remember, Thursday evening, we're going to do the versus battle. We're going to do a pre-show. We're going to start that about 7. Let's see. What else? We're going to be back on Friday evening at 9 for another night of Khary's Crib Live. Didn't I tell you I was going to hit the air horn whenever I make something rhyme? And it's just going to keep happening time after time. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm going to get up out of here. All right, we ready? I'm glad you joined me. May the rest of your week be great. Do your best to stay sucker free and keep a smile on your face, baby. We out. Started off, look you in your eyes, real deep. Before I kiss your lips, rub down to your hips, spread your legs like peace. I like the backup picture, relief. Now watch me pitch the perfect game and put the score out of reach. I'm a beast, so remember how I make your body splash up on the beach. I'm a feast, let me taste your juices. I'm a freak, make you come in deuces, that's a treat. You at the peak, the fourth time make a streak. Wet sheets when I dive in, so as I'm about to slide in, that's when you wake up at your sleep. Last night was crazy, and it felt so amazing. In your dreams, when you close your eyes and you think of me, you said last night was crazy, and it felt so amazing. In your dreams.
Khary's crib.